All right, everybody, what's going on? So before starting this video, look, if you like hunting, fishing, outdoors, music, camping, beekeeping, friends, family, good content, if you like that, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share the video. But it seems like liking it and subscribing obviously are some of the best helps that you can do. We're this close to hitting our first major YouTube milestone. And I mean, just a few subscribers away. So if you could do that, that'd be awesome. But without further ado, I thought this would be nice just to, there's a million voices on different subjects in the world. So if there's 1,000,001, I think that's all right. And if I can get a few listening ears, I think it's worth it. And I just thought it'd be nice to give you an average man's perspective on AI, artificial intelligence, this whole thing. And I know it's not new at this point, but I don't know, I have a lot of thoughts. I'm not a full-time YouTuber at all. I have a full-time job, and during my job, a lot of traveling, and I get a lot of time to think. I get a lot of time to do a lot of things. And I was just thinking, I had some memories pop into my head the other day, and I had, for me, what I felt like was maybe, it was an epiphany, I guess, but it was just it just hit me like, you know what, I believe firmly that this is actually what's going to happen, and here it is. I'll start it with a story. I'll never forget, I'd say, I'm in my mid-30s now, I'd say about 20 years ago, in my mid-teens, maybe later teens, I'll never forget the first time, I believe I was paying a phone bill. Let's go with that. I dialed the number, and it was probably a flip phone or a slider. Dialed the number, and I'll never forget, it was, it's funny because small town, grew up in a small town, and I'm almost certain, on the other end, it would usually be hello, but it was a recording. I could just tell it said, thank you for calling. It was perfectly sounding. And I was like, oh, this must be, but it sounded like even maybe one of the people that I had paid the bill in person to before. I bet it probably was. It was just a simple recording. And then obviously, to pay now, press 1, whatever. And I just kind of remember, okay, wow. It's like an automated, and I don't even know if I thought that terminology, at that age, but it's an automated system. Something I'll never forget. Well, then I'll never forget a few years later, I believe I was paying another bill, and I think this might have been a power bill. So it was with a pretty good sized company, and I'll never forget, it was a voice. It was clearly recorded. I didn't know at the time if it was a computer's voice or a real person that had all these pre-recorded, but it was more like having a conversation. It was, instead of, if you want to pay your bill, press 1. If this was, hello, how are you doing today? And again, it's a record, it was just interesting. And it's kind of like that first time. I'm sure everybody remembers one of those first times where they went to a self-checkout, right? It's just like, it feels weird, but it's kind of, you expect it, but it's just kind of weird. But I'll never forget, even moving forward, the first time that, and this was just a couple years ago, the first time that I think I was paying a bill, I thought it was a person. And it's funny because now on video, it depends on who it is. There's some video creators and some audio creators. I don't know how it works. I don't know if it's how good your software is or who you work for, but there's a lot of them. It's obvious, like, okay, that's a computer generated voice, that's a computer generated image, but there's some that are good. And this voice, I start talking, and we're going back and forth, and then I realize, I think I was realizing, like, and at the end they were doing a survey, and it was a survey for that artificial system, and I was like, whoa. I mean, I wasn't bothered by it, I wasn't creeped out by it or anything, but I was just like, wow, that was not a person. Like, I just carried on a conversation with a computer. And that was several years ago. Well, now fast forward to where we are today in 2025, and it is wild. And I'm not here to pick a side one way or the other. I'm just actually here to offer what I think is a unique bit of encouragement, and it's this. I firmly believe that, and the day is coming, and I think with certain, again, I don't know if it's the software or what, there are certain instances where on the phone, if you're just scrolling, there's certain instances where you can just tell, like, that's AI, that's AI. I'm talking about images and audio too. I mean, the audio, I mean, I guess I'll jump on this soapbox. I mean, the audio for the AI is, I mean, some of them are terrible. I mean, you know, it's like, you know, whatever. You know, it is what it is. But some of the video, week by week, month by month, is increasing. There are some videos where 90% of the general public would never. You can read the comments. People think they're watching a real video. You know, now some people may be naive. Some people may be just willingly ignorant. I don't know, but it is wild. It is wild how realistic AI has gotten, and it's not even done. In my, you know, personal belief, I believe that AI will reach the point to where there will be, I mean, unless you know behind the scenes, just to the naked eye, there will be no way to differentiate the two. That's where my encouragement comes in from. And I don't know if there is a regulating a body, a governmental agency, some kind of third party. I have no idea if this exists. Maybe it does, and I'm behind the times, or if it's in the works to be existent soon. If there's a way to, or a rule or a law to make sure that content that's being published has to say that it incorporates AI or use it, no matter what it is, if the consumer, and this is where I get excited, if the consumer knows when they swipe, if they know with some method, or when they go to click or whatever, if the consumer knows ahead of time that this is AI, was made with AI, whatever, I don't know what kind of levels they would have to do, and then a consumer knows that this is AI free, I personally believe that is a huge opportunity for people like me, small content creators, real human beings, people who make real content about real life. Not to say that AI is not helpful and this and that. I don't use it. I don't know anything about whatever. Good for people who do. I don't think it's just me that is looking at it like, it's kind of weird, kind of creepy. I kind of don't like it. I kind of want to just have content from my fellow human beings. Maybe that's just me. I don't think it is. Matter of fact, I'm probably not the first person. I'm probably not the millionth person to talk about this. But to me, it was a new concept. To me, it was a new thought. And maybe for you it is too. That, hey, if we could get to the place where the consumer knows this has no affiliation with AI, and this has, you know, this scale or this amount of it, whatever, I believe the growth potential is huge for human beings, you know, for human beings to watch other human beings, you know. I don't know. I'm encouraged, and so I am planting this flag, you know, in my personal life, my personal YouTube journey. I'm really excited about this coming fall to try to make more hunting videos and stuff like that. But just in general, just getting more confident in, you know what, there might be 1,000 or 100 or 10,000 people that would like to just see something real. And again, I don't even know if there's a way to. I don't think on YouTube you have to disclaim that it's with AI. Maybe you do now. That shows you how maybe behind the times that I am. But all I know is this: as a consumer, drop a comment below and you tell me if you as a consumer had the choice to know whether or something did or did not utilize AI, would you grab? I mean, I'm sure that would make you more comfortable, number one, as a consumer. Do you think that that's going to allow for an explosion of content creators, for an explosion of human-based content, we could call it, or maybe there's a banner that says this is certified 100% human? I mean, isn't that wild to think that we may actually have to have that in the very near future? You know, my videos might need to have a disclaimer that says, hey, this has not been touched by AI. This is 100% human being made. That actually is not that far-fetched, and I believe that that could lead to one of the greatest opportunities for small content creators, people like me, and maybe people like you. So I don't know, but who knows what the future holds. I know that technology is evolving rapidly, but that just doesn't bother me. It doesn't frighten me. It doesn't annoy me. It interests me. It piques every interest, but I kind of just resort back to the fact of the people in my group, my family group, my friend group, the people I know, they don't really have too much interest in it. Maybe it just seems more blown up over on the screen, you know. Maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the whole point, to make it seem like it is that big. And I know it's a revolution, but I think, in my personal opinion, there's a lot of us out there that really don't have any interest in it. We're looking for good quality human being interactions. So I don't know. Again, drop a comment, tell me your thoughts, tell me anything, and like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video. I would love to surpass that first YouTube milestone with your help. And until next time, God bless. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.